I am 58. At this age, you start seeing things differently. You begin to notice how much time and energy you have been giving to things that do not actually move your life forward. It is not about regret. It is about finally being honest with yourself. Here are 7 things that, in my opinion, are a complete waste of time after 50 and what is actually worth focusing on instead. The first one is competing with other people. Most of us grew up keeping score. You see someone your age with a better truck, a nicer house, or what looks like an easier retirement, and something in you tightens. You feel like you are falling behind. But after a while, you realize you do not even want what they have. You are just reacting to an old scoreboard in your head. At this age, that kind of comparison stops being useful and starts feeling pointless. What is worth focusing on instead is competing with who you used to be. Are you more at peace than you were 5 years ago? Are you living more in line with what actually matters to you? If the answer is yes, you are already ahead in the only way that counts. The second one is tying your whole identity to your career. For years, your job title told people who you were. It gave you status and a sense of purpose. But when that chapter starts to close here, whether through retirement, a layoff, or just outgrowing it, you can feel lost, like you do not know who you are without that label. What is worth focusing on instead is figuring out who you are when no one is paying you. What do you actually enjoy doing when there is no money, status, or recognition attached to it? That is the part of you that will carry you through the years ahead. The third one is forcing yourself to finish things that stopped mattering a long time ago. We were taught that quitting is weak, so we finish books we are not enjoying, stay in hobbies that bore us, and drag ourselves through projects that lost meaning months ago. After 50, that habit becomes expensive. Your time is too limited to keep suffering through things just so you can say you finished them. What is worth focusing on instead is giving yourself permission to stop. Being disciplined is not about finishing everything. It is about knowing when something is no longer worth your time. The fourth one is doing things because you think you are supposed to. How much of your life is still shaped by quiet obligations? Family events you dread favors for people who never return them, or commitments you said yes to out of guilt. There is a difference between being a good person and being someone who is afraid to disappoint others. What is worth focusing on instead is only giving your time and energy to things and people where it is genuinely wanted and not just expected. The fifth one is needing to be right all the time. I used to argue with people online and in real life like it actually mattered. At this age, I have realized most people are not looking for the truth. They are looking to win. And if you keep playing that game, you just end up stressed and bitter. What is worth focusing on instead is protecting your peace. You do not have to have the last word. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is say nothing and move on. The sixth one is tolerating energy vampires. You know exactly who I am talking about. People who only call when they need something. Friends who turn every conversation back to themselves. People who leave you feeling drained every single time you talk to them. After 50, you start realizing you cannot afford to keep those relationships in your life. What is worth focusing on instead is investing your time in people who actually give back. Protect your energy like the limited resource it is. The seventh one is expecting people to eventually become who you wish they were. This is one of the last illusions to fall away. The belief that people will eventually become who we wish they were. They will not. And holding on to that fantasy keeps you stuck in disappointment and resentment. What is worth focusing on instead is accepting people as they actually are, not as you hope they will become. Once you stop expecting people to become someone else, and you are free to make an honest decision. These are the things I have been working on letting go of. The more I let them go, the more time and energy I have for what actually matters. Drop a comment and tell me which one hit you the hardest. I read every single one. If you are trying to live a better and second chapter, subscribe. I will see you in the next one.